Commander Sarachin tried to maintain her composure as the massive alien dreadnought filled her view screen, its crystalline hull gleaming with menacing beauty. The transmission crackled through her bridge speakers with all the pomp of a royal decree. What followed next would echo through the galaxy as the day humanity broke the universe's most feared empire with nothing but laughter. The Zephyrian Galactic Empire had ruled the Outer Rim for 3,000 years, their ships carved from living crystal and powered by the screams of conquered worlds. Admiral Vexthera stood on his command deck, tentacles writhing with anticipation as his fleet of 47 vessels surrounded the lone human exploration ship. This would be another routine subjugation, another species to add to their vast collection of servants. The Empire's protocols were clear: demand submission, demonstrate superiority, then harvest their technology and enslave their population. It had worked on over 600 species without exception. Primitive mammals, Vexthera hissed through his translator, you stand before the might of the Zephyrian Empire. Surrender your vessel and prepare for processing. His crew of crystalline beings hummed in harmonic agreement, their bodies resonating with the frequencies of domination. The Admiral's confidence swelled as he watched the tiny human ship, barely a speck compared to his flagship. These creatures couldn't possibly pose any threat to his magnificent fleet. Commander Chen exchanged glances with her crew, then burst into uncontrollable laughter. Processing? Did he just say processing? She wheezed, wiping tears from her eyes. Lieutenant Rodriguez nearly fell from his station, clutching his sides. Captain, I think they want to put us through a blender. The entire bridge erupted in giggles, the sound echoing through the communication channel to the bewildered Zephyrian fleet. The alien admiral's confidence wavered as strange sounds filled his bridge. What is this cacophony? He demanded, his tentacles twitching nervously. His science officer, a being of pure crystal named Kethmore, frantically analyzed the audio patterns. Admiral, they appear to be expressing joy. But why would they celebrate their doom? The crew began to murmur among themselves, their harmonic frequencies shifting to uncertainty. Oh, this is rich, Chen gasped, activating her ship's external speakers. Listen up, Crystal Boy. We're from Earth, and we've got a little something we'd like to show you about human engineering. She nodded to her tactical officer, who grinned and pressed a single button. The small human vessel suddenly split apart, revealing not one ship, but 300 sleek fighters that had been perfectly camouflaged as a single craft. The Zephyrian fleet recoiled in shock as the human swarm buzzed around them like angry hornets. Impossible! Vexthera shrieked, his crystalline form flickering with panic. No species has ever developed such technology. But the surprises were just beginning. Each human fighter began projecting holographic images that filled space around the alien fleet, turning their orderly formation into a chaotic light show of dancing humans performing something called Gangnam Style. You see, Chen's voice carried across all frequencies, we humans learned long ago that the best defense against bullies is making them look ridiculous. The holographic humans continued their synchronized dance, and somehow, impossibly, the Zephyrian ships began to move in rhythm. Their crystalline nature made them susceptible to harmonic resonance, and the human music was literally making them dance against their will. Admiral Vexthera watched in horror as his mighty dreadnought performed what appeared to be a pirouette. This is humiliating, he wailed, but even his voice was now auto-tuned to match the beat. His crew swayed helplessly, their crystal bodies chiming in perfect musical harmony. The feared Galactic Empire had become an impromptu boy band. Within minutes, the entire engagement had devolved into an interstellar dance party. The Zephyrian ships, unable to control their movements, began to retreat while still gyrating to the human music. This isn't over, mammals. Vexthera managed to shout between involuntary vocal runs. The Empire will remember this day. But his threats carried no weight as his flagship moonwalked into hyperspace. Commander Chen wiped tears of laughter from her eyes as she watched the crystalline fleet disappear into the void, still dancing. Well, that's one way to avoid a space battle, she chuckled, turning to her crew. Set course for home, everyone. Wait until Earth Command hears about this one. The human fighters regrouped, their pilots still giggling over the radio chatter. As news of the encounter spread through the galaxy, the mighty Zephyrian Empire found themselves the laughingstock of civilized space. Species that had cowered before their crystal ships for millennia now burst into laughter at the mere mention of their name. The Empire's reign of terror had ended not with a bang, but with a dance-off they couldn't stop performing. The humans had achieved something unprecedented in galactic history. They had defeated a superior force without firing a single shot, using nothing but creativity, humor, and an understanding that sometimes the most powerful weapon is making your enemy too embarrassed to fight.